to the NFL on EA Sports. Two running backs will take the field today in hopes of leading their team to victory out on that field. It's the Bears going up against the Buccaneers. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup lined up here between the Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Set to go now is Connor Barth, and off we go from Tampa. Now it's Adam Humphries on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Trotting out onto the field, the quarterback, Tampa Bay, Jameis Winston. He was 50% in the completion department against the Raiders in Week 8, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns.
And what I found interesting about the game was Jameis Winston didn't fall into the shootout mentality of trying to keep up with Derek Carr. Tampa Bay kept him closed in, ran the ball. They've dialed back the number of throws he's made in recent games, and they didn't fall into that trap of trying to match Derek Carr throw for throw. Yet, they were still in the game.
Yeah, you're right. And you mentioned dialing it back. Remember, he threw it 58 times in Week 3. First carry now for Doug Martin. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Second down, Winston. They set up the screen to Martin. And a nifty little deep juke spin move. Not a great deal there on the back end, but a nice gain still.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. So not much to speak of scoring-wise in this first quarter of play. 0-0 our score. We'll return to Tampa after this message. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They'll face a 3rd down conversion attempt here, 3rd and 3. Third and short yardage, Winston. It's caught, Shepard. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Winston now from the 50. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make this a second down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Now Winston. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. So the offense needing 4 yards. It's 3rd down. On play action, Winston surveying the field. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Up over the 25 to the 26. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Another carry for the rookie. It's Jordan Howard. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. Nothing is our score, as we will toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando. That's where we check in with Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, guys, and welcome everyone to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the scoreless first half of play. Defense has been the name of the game. It's not often you see a matchup where both sides can't find a way to get on the scoreboard. We'll have to see if the offense picks up in the second half. Hart set up to kick it away. The return will start at the 7, and he'll end up at their own 30-yard line before being tackled. Buccaneers now later on the drive. Quick pass goes to Doug Martin with the catch, and he'll eventually be brought down, but not before getting to their own 38-yard line. Bucs still on the field. Completion is made across the middle of the field, and it's going to end up going for a gain of 12. Howard's going to look for space, and he'll eventually be brought down, but not before getting to their own 33-yard line.
Thank you, Mr. Ridley. A scoreless first half, and now we're set for quarter number 3. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. They go with Howard to begin the drive. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
On second down, Cutler. And this is complete to Zach Miller. And he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So both teams scoreless here as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter. And as the 4th quarter winds down here, we're all even.
And no one wants this game to extend. They want to go ahead and win it right now.
They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. Now it's Cutler. Finding time. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard. Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. Throwing now is Cutler. And Miller with it over the middle. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. Here's Cutler. Jeffrey with a catch left side. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes a timeout. And now we're set to get going. second down now after the pass completion. Howard receives it from Cutler. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
They'll run here. This is Kadeem Carey. Oh, a little 360. A pickup of 5 that time and a first down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And welcome back. The offensive unit, they took the timeout. And now they get set to line up as we resume action. So now it's up to Connor Barth. His first attempt of the afternoon. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So now it's up to Connor Barth. His first attempt of the afternoon, and it's for the win. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds, pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before. And this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
Barth now after the made field goal to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Well, this one, partner, was fun down at the very end. They got the points late, right before the whistle. Then the ensuing kickoff. They were hoping for magic on the other side, but couldn't get that spark.
Fun if you won. And fun for us because we got to watch it and call it. That magic that you were talking about didn't occur at the end, but what a game all the way through.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaunt. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.